Yes, I. One love VI Massive and the rest of the whole world. Love to everybody during these extremely tough and difficult times that we're going through with the coronavirus. Everybody's a little stressed out, but that's why Cannabis is here. My name's Ched Sharpless. I'm one of the co-founders of Cannabis. It's a Virgin Islands-based company who focuses on holistic healing with a spotlight on CBD. What I'd like to start out talking to you about today is the difference between hemp and marijuana and essentially the cannabis plant. So you have a cannabis plant, and from there are two different species. You have the hemp, and then you also have marijuana. Hemp produces CBD, CBG, CBNA, many different types of cannabinoids that are currently under research and are currently being used for all different types of treatments. Then on the other side, you have marijuana. That has THC in it. THC is a psychotropic content, if you will, from the cannabis plant. That's what gives you the hazy feeling, the typical stereotype that you see that goes on in today's society that we're trying to break down and trying to educate. So CBD is an all-natural product that is basically an extract from the hemp flower. And the way that most people do this is that they extract most of the resin from the hemp flower using a bit of alcohol, so it kind of seeps off of the bud, if you will. They try and extract all the oils and cannabinoids that are inside of this. And then they will spin off that oil and burn it off lightly, so that basically all that you're left with is pure hemp oil from the flower. What people generally then do is introduce it into a medium chain triglyceride like coconut oil. And then that is basically what you're taking in a tincture. Let's get into the full spectrum versus broad spectrum. Cannabis is a full spectrum CBD company. We shy away from broad spectrum. And the reason is so we're a little bit more holistic in nature. We like the flower and the product and the natural things that come out of this to shine the most. Full spectrum, like I said, extracts the oils from the hemp flower, then burns off a little bit of the alcohol, and then that goes straight into a medium chain triglyceride like coconut oil. And that's basically all you're dealing with. It's all natural. There's nothing else that's going in there. Broad spectrum, you can get a much higher milligram out of, and is very easy to mix with your gummies into beverages because they refine it all the way down to a powder. And it's actually sold in kilos. So it's just stripped, it's refined, it's a little bit more manufactured by man, which is what we're not trying to get at with this all-natural, beautiful thing that just exists out of the flower in the first place. Like, come on, let's stick with that. So that's why we focused on the full spectrum, which encompasses the full spectrum of cannabinoids, plus all the oils and the fibers and all the good things that are actually in that flower. They do not get stripped out as would happen in a full spectrum distillate. So a little bit there about full spectrum and broad spectrum. I think that's important to know because some people, when they've taken the full spectrum, they kind of have what is called a felt effect, meaning you feel the relaxation come over your body. And you can feel that with the broad spectrum as well. But a lot of people have kind of complained about a little bit of the headache in the back of their head. I feel different between a full spectrum and a broad spectrum, and I much prefer the full spectrum. So that's why we're sticking with Cannabis and full spectrum products. So down here in St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, we are not allowed yet to manufacture or grow hemp or THC marijuana. So being a Virgin Islands based company and wanting to get into the industry early so that we establish ourselves, so that when local products do come online, manufacturing and growing, we can instantly start to source from there. But because we can't do that yet, and we wanted to get our foot in the door and to start this process, we came up with our own company, Cannabis, and then we reached out to numerous different vendors across the country who are already producing we wanted to start off with tinctures, oil first. Reached out to them, saw what they could do for us, and we went with an awesome company out of Colorado to start with. And Colorado's a little bit far from St. Thomas, and I'm a really kind of hands-on person, as well as my business partner, John. We like to be able to meet people, see the people that we're working with, and especially with these type of products, to understand exactly where they're coming from, who we're working with, the process. All of these things are very essential to giving our customers clarity and confidence in our product. And that's what we wanted. We wanted anyone to be able to log on to our website, which you can, and pull up a certificate of analysis of all of our different products. And that'll tell you exactly what's in it, as far as even bad things, pesticides, irons, different types of metals, which there should not be. And you'll see in those lab results from our products, there is none. So we started off with our Colorado-based company. Love what they're doing, but I got to get a little bit closer to the East Coast. So we made a lot of connections in Chattanooga, Tennessee, with some really, really awesome people. About 3 to 4 different kind of companies up there, kind of spreading the wealth a little bit. But the great part about that is I actually get to see the farm. I get to watch them pick, dry, extract, manufacture, and label all of the products from start to finish. There's a lot of brands out there that cannot get anywhere near close to that. They're just buying white label products and simply trying to slap a label on it and put it on the shelves. We want to maintain quality. So we did that through Chattanooga. So with that said, let's talk a little bit about CBD and the legality of it. And actually, if we're talking about legality, we should say has been shown to and has the potential to do all of these things for you, because again, it is not federally regulated. It doesn't have any laws or standards set forth yet by the FDA. That's soon to come, we hope. FDA has loosened its restrictions on CBD crossing state lines. So you can now ship CBD from St. Thomas Virgin Islands to anywhere you guys are pretty much in the world without having to worry about any legal problems. That's huge for the industry. It's huge for someone like us who's in a remote location and trying to start our own CBD company. So marijuana, which is the second species of the cannabis, right, is still illegal in many places. Obviously, you know, places like California, Colorado, as well as many others that are coming online literally by the week, outlaw marijuana. So marijuana is obviously illegal in, I believe, still most of the states. So if you're talking about legality between CBD, which is hemp, and marijuana, which is the THC, most of the time, all the time, CBD is going to be just fine. You're going to be able to take that home with you, get on a plane, travel in a car, take it with you wherever you need to go. So don't be scared of using hemp and CBD. The cops aren't going to come get you. Nobody's going to come knocking on you. Lady man, open up the door, man. Let me inside, Dread. This the police, them, man. Me want all your stuff. Put it on the table. I going to go home with it. That's the major difference of legality between CBD, THC. I hope you understand that. If you don't, go check out cannabisy.com and check out About CBD. It's a page that you can just click on the top, and there's a lot of really good information there, and also gives you a lot of really good medical information as to what the different strains and what CBD can do for the body from top to bottom. So many of you, I'm sure, are asking the million-dollar question. Does this actually work, or am I being sold some kind of snake oil? I use my product. I love my products. I love CBD. It is an all-natural alternative for potentially assisting with pain, inflammation, anxiety for sure. Beyond that, patients and people who have particular problems with epilepsy, seizures, high types of anxiety are into CBD, and it's doing absolutely miracles for them. As a topical, it's also extremely effective in muscle pain and inflammation. And we'll get into how tinctures and oil and the topicals together work magic, really. For me, I've always I live in the Virgin Islands, I'm born and raised here, and sun has beat down on my body relentlessly for 41 years. And I started when I was 20, I had basal cell taken out of my face, and I constantly have things burned off of my face and my body all the time. I had to go and have melanoma removed from my forehead. I'm not sure you can see the scar here, and cut it all the way down and all the way across my head. It was a pretty big procedure. And during actually that procedure, I wasn't allowed anything except a local anesthetic, the numbing agent through the needle that everybody has seen before. And so I was taking CBD for the pain and the anti-anxiety, because it was a 7-hour process, 3 different surgeries in and out. And it wasn't easy, it wasn't fun, to say the least. And CBD certainly helped quell my anxiety, quell the pain, and got me through it. Otherwise, I'm kind of a wuss. I really wouldn't have made it through as well as I did. Coming out on the other side, again, I use this topically over top of my scars now and everything to heal the scar. I took it afterwards for pain, inflammation, all the things that you would normally get from a traumatic experience to your skin or your body. Unequivocally, in my mind, everybody's going to be differently. It helped tremendously, in conjunction with obviously antibiotics, and the pain was significant that night and the next day. So, to say that I did not take any doctor recommended pharmaceuticals would be a lie. I certainly did, and it helped, but I know the CBD also helped as well. Since then, I take it on a day-to-day basis. Ingest it, I put it on topically, and my anxiety levels, I used to be I work in the restaurant industry. That's my background. I'm a restaurateur by trade, and high stress levels. And I wasn't a very fun person to be around. At a blink of an eye, I could snap and go off on the chef, the manager, the bartender, whoever it was, and generally for valid reasons, but there was probably a much better way to go about communicating it. I have found 100% that through the use of CBD, I am able to process negative information so much better. It's done wonders for my coworkers, myself, also athletics. Extremely competitive person and play squash. Before I go into the squash room anymore, I take a full 30 milligrams at least of CBD underneath my tongue. I walk in and I can deal with losing and me not performing the way I think I should as some kind of pro for some reason. I used to smash rackets and be a real kind of jerk. Looking back on that, really silly, not proud of it. But I was not able to control my anger. I just wasn't. This at least allows me to see it, deal with it, cope with it, and now prevent it. So really happy with, and I'm sure my coworkers and my wife and my son and everybody is much happier that my fuse has gone from extremely short to much longer. And I can't say enough about that. That's probably the number one attribute that I've noticed to CBD so far. Again, all of this is it's not going to work the same for everybody. But what I found, and I would say 98% of the people that have tried my products, and I'm all about feedback, have come back saying it's incredible. It actually really does work. For people who don't know exactly what CBD is and still aren't understanding what I'm trying to explain to them, in a simple term, I just say, think about taking ibuprofen along with an anti-anxiety. And that's on a very basic level, the feeling that you're going to receive and the result that you're going to receive. But again, it's harmonizing that whole cannabinoid system through your body, which is doing other things for you, possibly relieving depression, boosting that serotonin level. Once you get things in balance and in harmony, much like nature, everything operates so much more smoothly. That's the idea behind CBD and our products with cannabis. Boom shot. Yes, I. So you probably want to know how to take this stuff, right? It's a big question. If you look at our box here, Cannabis box, you got our VI flag, your basic marketing here on the front, your milligram, your usage, and the fact that it is a full spectrum, which we love. Turn it over to the side here. We've got our QR code here. This will send you straight to our certificate of authenticity and all of the general information you will want to know about whatever product you are using. Again, it'll tell you everything that you want to know about what's inside that product. On the back, you've got all your FDA needed information that this is not supported by the FDA, but it also has your supplement facts as to how many milligrams you're going to be taking. It has less than 3.3% THC. Very important here in the Virgin Islands. But here is, if you're wanting to take it, a little bit more about the dosage. And there's a dosage chart for you. On the 900 milligram, if you fill this dropper, and I'll show you realistically in real life what that looks like, you're going to be taking 30 milligrams of CBD. And we're saying that's going to relax. If you cut it in half and you're at 15 milligrams, it's going to calm you. If you're taking 8 milliliters, it's a good place to start out. Why not? Start low, you can always go high. That's what's great about the tincture. So as we open up, this is an 1800 milligram tincture. This is actually mine. And on your bottles that you'll receive on the back, there will also be a QR code. So if you throw out the box, you can still get all the information about what's going on with cannabis and what's in it from the QR code. So what I like to do, and there's not much in here, you squeeze the dropper before you even open it to fill the dropper. And as you open it up, there's your CBD oil, right? You can take as much as you want, as little as you want. This underneath the tongue. Hold it underneath your tongue, 30, 45 seconds. Let the oils absorb. It tastes like the good stuff, if you know what I mean. If you like that kind of thing, you're going to be in for it. People that have never tried cannabis in any form, whether it be marijuana or hemp, might be a little shocking to you. You might be thinking, oh my gosh, like that smells like that stuff. It's cool. It's just CBD. You're not going to get high. It's all legal. Good to go. That's going to dissolve underneath your tongue. And the reason why you put it underneath your tongue is there's so many blood vessels and there's so many places to transfer medicines and oils and whatever else you're trying to get into your body quickly and most efficiently is best to do through the tongue. If you ingest it and it goes into your system, it then has to go through all of your intestines, and it's a lot longer travel span, as well as it's not as effective. It's losing its potency along the whole way. So that's why people ingest CBD with a tincture underneath the tongue. But that's really how you want to start, in my opinion, is this 900 milligram tincture. You can dose it high, dose it low, and really give it a shot and see where you're at. Hope you enjoy it. So, you want to buy our 900 milligram CBD tincture, which I highly recommend. We're not only going to give you the 900 milligram tincture for $55.55. That's right, we like fives around here. It seems to be popping up all over the place recently. I'm not sure what it's about, but let's roll with it. So, 900 milligram tincture for $55.55. But you're not only going to get that. We're going to ship it to you free within the continental United States. We will ship internationally, but that's a little bit of a fee there, but we'd love our international customers as well. We are going to send you a pain and anxiety tracker. This will be digital, so you can keep track of what your pain levels are, how the CBD is working for you, as well as your anxiety levels, and see if that's starting to come down as well, and I bet they will. We're also going to throw in a cocktail recipe of 5 of our top-selling CBD cocktails here at the restaurant. I'm going to give you one real quick. It's called the Femme Fatale. All right? Hendrick's Gin, Saint Germain, fresh rosemary, a splash of cranberry, a fresh squeezed lime, shaken in the cup with your CBD. Absolutely delicious. Not only are you going to get your 900 milligram tincture, right? We would like to add on, yes, at a very attractive rate of $15.55. That's $15.55, ladies and gentlemen. Our sensational orange fruit chew. All natural, full spectrum CBD infused, not sprayed, fruit chews. Straight out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Seen the guys at Healthy Market make it. Super cool, awesome people. Again, this would normally sell for $20 in any retail location here at the restaurant, anywhere you would get this. But today, when you buy the 900 milligram, you can also get our fruit juice for $15.55. So quite a deal. Hope you take me up on it.